Hey guys, I got the dolphin cup ready, and as you can probably tell right now, this is a different type of angle and this is also a different type of video because I want to start a new series. This series is called Coffee with QG. And what this is all about is basically what the name says in itself. It's simply me and you talking about interesting topics. Makes sense, because usually the videos that I make take a lot of time, and there's some topics that I feel like, they're interesting, but I don't want to work like 20 hours on it. So we just have a quick chat about things that really interest me and things that hopefully also interest you. But I only know that if you write it down in the comments. What better way to start this series when you're doing a 10 cups of coffee a day for 7 days challenge? I will upload this video in about 3 to 4 days, so you can watch this here on my channel, which means if you're not already subscribed, click the subscribe button down below. I really look forward to you enjoying that video. Now what I want to talk about today in this Coffee with QG episode is about Alexander the Great, and the topic that is really close to my heart. I want to talk about good leadership because I feel like that all the time in my life I really have bad leaders, especially when it comes to business. I remember 3+ years ago I was working in the fitness center and we had a client there that had really bad nausea and she was just feeling extremely sick. She could barely move. And then one time I was caring for her in the back of the fitness center. I was caring for her in a professional way. And then the fitness manager that I had then was coming back to me and he asked her, "Are you good?" And she was like, "No, I'm not good." And he was, "Okay, Florian, can you please come forward?" And we were just looking at each other like, is this guy serious? At that moment, I realized that I really had a bad boss. Previously, I just thought he's kind of weird in a sense, but at that moment, I realized I really had a bad boss because he just didn't care about what she told him. He didn't care about her feeling bad. All he cared about was himself. And people notice when you don't care about them, when you're just looking out for yourself. And this is what Alexander the Great was a true master at. He did care for his people. There is one scene in here when Alexander the Great is trying to pass the Hindu Kush, which is a really big mountain pass near Afghanistan, I think. They were trying to pass these mountains and they were getting into a really big snowstorm. Alexander and his army of 50,000 people were trying to pass these mountains. And they were getting into that snowstorm and you could barely see 5 feet, they talk about in here, and people were really freezing to death. It was hell. Alexander the Great and his generals were getting to safety in time. I think they built a tent, but the most part of his army was still back. What Alexander did, and this really gave me the shivers, he was going out of his tent and searching, collecting as much men as he could find and bring them back to safety, even though he was in the warm, comfortable shelter in the first place. And this just really resonated with me, and I thought, man, I would really go to war with this guy. Because there's a good saying, if you look out for people, people look out for you. This is part of the reason why Alexander the Great was able to do this unimaginable, impossible feats, because he cared for his people and he knew how to motivate them. This is so close to my heart because I think every one of us deserves a good leader, and I think this is what we truly search for, a person that cares about us and guides us and wants us to perform at the best level. Not because of their personal gain, but because they want to see us fulfill our fullest potential. This is also the same business practice that Simon Sinek has. Simon Sinek is a really cool guy talking about leadership practices. I have to drink a sip of a coffee to make this a Coffee with QG video. And Simon Sinek is basically telling you that you should care about your people, that you should be empathetic and care about where your people are going. Simon Sinek defines a good leader as someone that when he asks a person how they are, He truly cares about the answer. And this is what Alexander the Great did. And this is the reason why he was able to achieve the feats that he achieved in his life. Moral of the story: look out for people, look out for your people, and they will look out for you. Being a good leader is not putting away all your work to someone else. It's taking on more work. You have to do 120% and work the best that you can, because you are the leader, you are the one that gets the job done. Thank you so much for checking in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to see more of this coffee with QG stuff, I wish you a nice day.